Well, hello there. We are the Wards.
Hello, we are the Wards.
This is a special weekend edition of Q&A Friday.
That's right.
So you guys have... Oh no.
Yeah, turn it on.
The monitor's got to go off. Battery's almost dead. We can hear him though.
Yeah.
So you guys left some Q's.
And we're
We've got some A's and I'm talking too loud.
Yeah, because Ben likes to talk loud and wake up the baby.
I don't like to wake up the baby. I don't like to wake up the baby. Okay, so we're gonna just start at the newest and go to the oldest. How about that? Okay. So number one, Emily Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Emily. She says she wants to talk a little bit about the emotional side of losing weight. She's a comfort eater, and I think that's what's making it so hard. What's your advice on changing these behaviors?
I mean, I just think the big thing is like, I mean, I think the best part is that you know that you're a comfort eater. That's like super important to be aware of, you know, what triggers those things. And then you're just gonna have to, it's like, it's such a hard thing and it sounds so trite, but you're gonna have to decide that you want to overcome that first and foremost. You make the decision, and then you're gonna have to find new things that comfort you. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I really enjoy, like, you know, like having really nice bath oils to go so I can take, like, after Harper goes to bed, even if it's like 1 in the morning, sometimes I'll go in there and just put some of those bath oils in there and just take a nice bath. You know, if I'm feeling stressed, or, you know, if I need to eat for comfort, or if I'm feeling that, because, you know, I eat pretty much for any emotional reason. But you just are gonna have to start reprogramming yourself for what is comfort. And then when you think about, like, oh, well, you know, I'm not feeling so great, like I really want to eat something that feels good, you have to stop and have the conversation, but is it going to make me feel good? Because anytime I eat for those reasons, you end up feeling way worse, because then you have to add on top of it, now you feel guilty because you did it. So it's like, I think like my biggest thing is like to really just, you know, you're gonna have to find new ways to comfort yourself, to substitute, and that may be shifting laterally at first, but eventually once you get comfortable, I mean, I'm not saying like, when I mean shifting laterally, I don't mean like swap one addiction for another, like don't start drinking or something like that, you know what I mean? But like finding new ways, maybe giving yourself the luxury of, you know, reading, going somewhere and being like, listen, I need, telling, you know, whoever you live, I need to take a moment and go read for a little while, or get a magazine subscription, like even if it's like Us Weekly or something, like kind of trashy, tabloidy, but that's something that's kind of fun and comforting and like a treat.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I would agree with all of that, and I would say too that it also relates to what we've talked about before, that you have to deny yourself. It's a spiritual thing, so you're gonna have to, it's gonna be uncomfortable, so you can't totally replace that. Sometimes you have to be willing to be uncomfortable and to be emotionally deprived, as it seems, for something greater. Does that make sense? One of my favorite scriptures, actually, you put this on my little running thing, was it says in Hebrews, it says, for the joy set before him, talking about Jesus, he endured the cross. So he endured all that because there was a reward. There was joy at the end. So, and that was greater than any momentary saying no or temptation. So it's pretty good. It's good. All right, keep going. Everybody thinks you look beautiful and amazing in your photo shoot, which so I agree. John Whitfield says, how do I get in touch with Teresa?
I don't know, John, I might have a connection, so I'll hook you up.
John is Teresa's husband.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody said they also like, they may try to color their own hair after seeing how good yours looks.
Oh, and just FYI, like I said like, I don't know, I didn't really say this in the video, but it was a root kit. Like, I didn't color my whole hair. I just colored, like, the roots and a little bit through my part. But, like, it was a touch-up root kit. But those are permanent. Like, it is permanent hair color, so just be aware.
Also, this is Shauna. She says, how is Harper's tooth, and did we find a dentist?
We found a dentist, but the earliest appointment they had was August.
Yep.
So we have now made other phone calls.
But another dentist.
But his tooth is fine. It's just, I mean, you could see it. Like, even the vlogs, like the one that he's chipped, it's like half the size of the one next to it now.
Yeah,
like,
so we want to get it chipped out. We also don't want it to chip anymore.
Right.
So that's a big deal.
It needs, like, the other one needs to be filed down a little bit. I don't know if they may want to cap it. We don't know. We're working on it. We'll keep you updated.
Okay. Sidge. Hi, Sidge. She says, you probably answered this before, but she's doing Whole30 for the first time with a group of friends in March. Any advice for us this time around since you're almost finished and it's their first time?
Do I have any?
One thing you've said a lot before is prep.
Yeah, and I definitely would.
You probably still agree with that, right?
Yes. Have things at your disposal that are quick. Like, I mean, I've been eating a lot of fruit because it's easy. Like, I can peel an orange in 2 seconds. And also, I enjoy, like, just having a handful of cherry tomatoes or carrot sticks. I enjoy that kind of stuff. But you can't live on that for 30 days. So, really, like today, I made chicken thighs and, like, green beans. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs and green beans. It was delicious, and I mean, it didn't take that long at all, but I just made all the chicken, and I have leftovers in the fridge, and I can eat them tomorrow or the next day. But prep, make sure you have food to cook. Otherwise, you're going to be eating a lot of eggs and salad. And, I mean, which is fine, but
you're gonna
30 days of eggs and salad.
You're gonna get tired of it. Cool. So, Sarah, we'll keep going. She has a few questions. Number one, this is a good question. So, what are your secrets to a healthy relationship? How has losing weight changed your relationship, and how do you navigate that? We've answered that a little bit on a previous Q&A in the sense of, we were thankful that we did it separately, which we never would have chosen to do because of Biggest Loser. And also, we eat what works for us. So we eat at the same time.
This is really interesting. And I didn't say this on yesterday's vlog. Teresa's husband has lost, like, 60 pounds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
While she was doing it. And they do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They completely eat separate things. They sit down together and eat together. But they cook their own things.
Yeah.
And he has really taken on his fitness or his weight loss journey completely separate from hers. Like, they don't really go to the gym together. Like, they, sometimes, but like, it has really been an individual journey for both of them. And she was like, that is what has helped them be so successful, because in the past they tried to do it together or for each other. And it just, she said, it's like, it really and truly is like the one area in your life where it is just imperative that you become very selfish. Like, and I hate to use that word because it's got such negative connotations, but it really is
But
true.
Not the negative version of it.
No, you just have to put your needs first, and it has to be almost like a little bit of blinders, because, it's a lot of the reason a lot of people are overweight because they never save anything for themselves. That's how I was.
Yeah, and listen, if you're a Christian, this is really hard for you because like, I'm supposed to think of others myself. Look, what's the golden rule? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do you see what's happening there? If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love your neighbor? Mm-hmm. So you've got to be able to love yourself. What's on the airplane? Put the oxygen on your own face before you even help your child. Can you imagine doing that? Because you're not going to want to do that. But you're going to be of no help to anyone else unless
you're passed out on the floor. Yeah. Also, Ben is clearly in a preaching mood, so we're going to get...
That's not true.
We're going to get a sermon.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. It's all right. I'm just being silly.
So,
I'm totally kidding.
I know.
Ben, y'all don't... He is so sensitive. Good Lord.
My Harper didn't get any of that.
I mean...
Okay. Number 2, with doing Whole30, what do you miss the most? And do you have your first non-Whole30 meal planned?
I miss the convenience.
Yeah.
I know that sounds so weird because I really haven't had, I mean, I think you can attest to this. Like, I haven't been like, oh, I just really, the other day, randomly, what did I say I wanted? I said something. I was like, the other day, I was like,
I remember.
man, I really wish I could have the, you know, this or whatever. And I don't really remember what it was, but, was it a Diet Coke maybe? I don't think so. I don't remember. Anyways, it was something. But there's not anything specific. I do want to have like one treat, and I think when I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to do Whole30 during the week, and then allow myself one small something on the weekend. I think I'm going to try that. Like, if that ends up slipping and sliding into whatever, then I'm going to do just another round of Whole30. But there's a place called Dough here in the city, and it opened. It opened, I think, right before I started Whole30, if I remember correctly. Anyways, it's like a frozen yogurt place, but there's no frozen yogurt to be had because it's not frozen yogurt, it's cookie dough.
Mm.
So you get like a scoop of cookie dough, and then you put toppings and stuff on it.
Mm.
I really want to try that.
That's a good plan.
So that's like the treat, but I don't have like a meal planned or anything like that. But.
And then finally, Sarah, very good question. She says, any plans for a diet bet or more content on MyFitspiration?
Definitely more content on MyFitspiration, which has been on hiatus for an immeasurable time, I guess. I don't know. But yes, matter of fact, Hannah and I were talking about that today, and I think we're just gonna like revamp it a little bit. Like, the thing that happened about MyFitspiration is it's like it's just Hannah and I have evolved so much further beyond what MyFitspiration originally started, because it started over 6 years ago when it was just everything was like aimed about weight loss. Well, our lives have become kind of so more rounded than that, I guess, the best way. Like, we're both moms now, and although we still like really are, obviously weight loss is super important to us, we want to kind of make it more of a general like wellness channel. So we want to be able to talk about mom stuff from here and there, to here to there, to emotional stuff, to recipe. We want to kind of make it a little more broad, and not make it so every video has to be so highly produced, because we don't live in the same city. It's really tough, especially now with kids, like getting back and forth. So we're going to do some more like vlog kind of stuff. I'm going to do some kind of like some little inspirational things, like similar to the kind of stuff I talked to you about at SoulCycle. And it's going to be just like more short, like kind of raw content, but I'm excited about that. Because it's real, what I mean? I've been inspired by We Are the Wards. It's just real content is sometimes a lot more interesting and helpful than slick, highly produced stuff.
Yeah.
That was a long answer to that question, but yeah.
It's a good one. Okay. We're going to keep going because this is going to be like a one take, hopefully.
Great.
So we can get it up. But Debbie says, welcome to all the new subscribers. We're glad to have you. It's very nice,
that's so
Debbie.
nice, Debbie.
I love that. She also, she said, oh yeah, she commented on the, the friend thing. We talked about this a little bit. Do you have to basically maintaining your old friends? They're eating the old ways, not exercising, and then all this kind of stuff. So she says, yeah, that she was just commenting on it. Basically, we need to have a Q&A this month, and that's something that's really hard.
You really need to surround yourself more than. It doesn't even necessarily have to be, I know I was saying the other day, you do have to have friends and people around you that are kind of working towards the same things and want the same things. But then you also, not everybody in your life has to be on the same journey as you.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I think as long as the friendship works, because even if somebody, is not choosing to live their healthiest life, I hate to say, it just shouldn't really, your friendship should be kind of a separate entity than that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if you find that it's overly negative, or they're like sucking your energy, as Marcy Adrola Crozier would say. You have to kind of limit those kind of things. But I would never, ever cut anybody out of my life that, you know, just because they weren't choosing the same choices that I did. Does that make sense?
And you may find that it actually, you do drift apart from some people, not necessarily in a negative way, as in you made a choice to do that or whatever. It's just because you have different interests. If you're getting really into working out and stuff, you can be spending time with those people as opposed to the other ones. That doesn't mean that other friendship's not going to come back around or this or that. But that's good. And in our specific situation, I would say we gained a lot more friends, but you know, I will say we did have good friends here, but we had not lived in New York that long when you went on the show, so that really sort of ushered in a whole new world for us. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
For me, it's a little bit different because I was at the church before, so a lot of people that I worked with knew me, you know, before and after, but now it's been so long that it's really changed. So so that's good. She also wants to know what the hairdryer is, because she needs a new hairdryer. She's had hers for 20 years.
It's the Babyliss, Babyliss, I believe, Pro 20 Performance 2800 dryer. It was like $69, $79, something like that. But it's that Babyliss, Babyliss Pro. Ceramic hairdryer.
And a shout out to Debbie, because Debbie is OG. She's been around my inspiration. Don't be the bad husband. Been more music.
That's right.
She's all the way around. We love you, Debbie. Let's see. Laura says, "Oh, please." This was on the 2 days ago. Maybe the Wednesday vlog. Wednesday. The lipstick, is that the same one you showed on Instagram? It's gorgeous.
Yes, it was actually. Oh no. Wait, was that the same one I showed on Instagram? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Smoked Almond by MAC. It's the MAC Lip Tensity range, and the color is called Smoked Almond. And that lipstick is amazing. And it stays on forever. It's not matte, and it doesn't like dry down like a liquid lipstick, but I'm telling you, that lipstick stays on forever. It's good.
Shout out to Carrie Ann, obviously our Canadian friend, because she has a picture of the Canadian flag.
Yeah.
And she was helping us with bouquet. She said it's a word of French origin, so it is bouquet.
Yeah.
And it may refer to a bouquet of wine, a fragrance or odor, especially as used in description of wine.
Yeah.
Or a flower bouquet.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so country right now because I'm tired. Michelle says, Zig says, Harper's outfit was on point.
Hey.
White and green flower classic. She also, she loves, one of her favorite things to do is to make deli flowers look like they cost $1 million.
Which is funny because those flowers essentially came from a bodega, and I just had them all wrapped. I mean, they don't sell anything but flowers there, but it was one of those bodega florists, for those of you who know, who live in New York, that are just on the corner of, that flower shop is like a hidden gem in the city. So if you live in New York City,
62nd and Lexington.
62nd and Lexington, and I mean, that big huge bouquet of flowers is like $40-some odd. I mean, that bouquet in New York City would be $100 anywhere else. So.
Sloan, hi Sloan, our Astoria, go Astoria. She says, Olivia, did you feel exhausted and out of energy for the first week of Whole30? And if so, why do you think that is? She felt horrible and ended up eating some whole grains and failing Whole30 because she felt so tired. And also, do you think it's good or bad for kids to try? She wants her son to eat better than she does and not rely so much on grains for energy. Curious about your thoughts.
I definitely like feel tired in the beginning, and I think a lot of that is also just because I think there definitely is a detox element to Whole30. Like, you know, you're getting rid of processed, because even though you're like, my friend Carrie Sharon, who I went to grad school with, was like, man, every time I do Whole30, I always am like, well, I don't really even eat that different than that. And I'm always pleasantly surprised every time, because you really do. Like, there's so many things that like are in your diet that can cause complications with one another, or just like dairy, gluten, sugar, processed, like soy, like all these things, you know, can cause all kinds of issues. And I think we just become very like immune and dependent on those kind of things. So yes, I definitely think there is. And it is like, also there's a natural built-in decrease in caloric intake with when you first start Whole30, because it's when you're eating a lot of that processed stuff and like dairy, sugar, those calories add up so fast. Well, you're literally eating fruit, vegetables, and like protein. So although you could go nuts, you know, eating like 4 steaks a day, more than likely you're kind of like lowering your calories. Now, I don't know, like I don't necessarily think it would probably be that great for kids, because I think kids, for like brain development, things like that, they really do need those complex carbohydrates. But I think you could easily do a modified version, in the sense that maybe you try for 2 weeks to just feed your child like nothing processed. You know what I mean? Like feed, you know, lean proteins, fruit and veggies, and whole grains, and maybe choose the ones that are like the brown rice, not the white rice, like whole wheat pasta, or like they even have like pasta now made of like garbanzo beans and like all kinds of like stuff that's a more healthy option than just like regular pasta or white rice. Or, you know, maybe you skip out on the sandwiches that week and really try to do like fun lettuce wraps or things like that. You know what I mean? Like come up with like some creative ways. But I do think like sweet potatoes, brown rice, whole steel cut oats, like those kind of things are still really important to keep in a kid's diet. I think that's just my opinion.
It's good. Okay, so that's our YouTube questions. We have a couple questions here on Twitter.
Our twits.
From Benwar Music and BL11 Olivia. Let's see. Here we go. All right. These are from Reese, because Reese always, and you guys have been good. I always post if the vlog's gonna be late or when it's uploading, yada yada yada. Benwar Music on Twitter. Let's see. I'm having a problem finding it right now. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's see. So she says you've both kept the weight off for a long time. Have you been able to stay on track? Do either you ever fall off for a month or more? How do you keep the power of motivation? I would say you can't go that long. If you've gone a month,
I don't think we have ever gone that long. Maybe 2 weeks, I think is probably the most.
Probably 2 weeks.
But even then, we've never, I don't even.
Not fully going off the wagon.
No, like maybe like one meal a day.
1 meal a
for
day
like
or something.
2 weeks or every couple days.
You know, like maybe
3 days.
it was a vacation week and then it was a hard time getting back on the next week. So.
But the next week, it would never be like even on vacation, we don't eat bad all 3 meals of the day.
No.
Like I don't think I've done that the entire time since I've lost weight.
And the working out really helps with that, because if you do a workout, then you have this carryover where you want to eat good. So even if you don't make it to the night, at least it's the only meal. Does that make sense? Here's the thing: you got to be extra vigilant. If you go that long, it's going to be really hard.
I was just gonna say, I'm just saying, like, I mean, going on Biggest Loser and losing that weight was the hardest thing I've ever done outside of being pregnant and having Harper, because that was. Being pregnant is the pits, in my opinion. I mean, the payoff is the most wonderful thing ever. I love having Harper and all that, but I mean, anyways. Outside of that, Biggest Loser was by far the hardest thing I've ever done. Not Biggest Loser, but just losing that weight, and I don't ever want to have to do that again. Like, so for me, it's also like, oh gosh, I really want to like really fight to hang on to this, because I don't want to have to do this again. I don't know if I could. We talk about that all the time. I don't know. I mean, I hope if anything happened like that, I would just do it again. But oh gosh, please don't want to do that again.
So she also says that, you know, she does pretty good with the fitness, but it's the food. And listen, the food is.
It's always about the food.
It's always about the food. It's the hardest thing. And, you know, her follow-up to that is, you know, basically about willpower. And I think we kind of talked about it earlier. It's related to the emotional thing. It's related to just, you just
You just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it. There is no
Like,
easy thing.
no.
Like you always used to say when you got to Biggest Loser, you were like, "Where's the pill? Where's the
Always.
easy thing?"
I was like, wait, but where are the shots? When are they going to bring out the B12 shot or something? And I remember Jillian being like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, surely these people aren't losing weight just from diet and exercise. She was like, what the F do you think we're doing in here? You know, Jillian Michaels. And I was like, well, I don't know, like, how these people, and she was like, there's no shot, there's no pill, there's no easy way to do this. You just have to eat less and move more, period. That's it. And I was just like, oh,
every day,
all the time. And I was just like, oh, okay. You know, like,
yeah. So that's a really good one. So that's it.
Oh, that was fast.
That was good. So thank you guys. So this is just a little fun little bonus thing. Yeah, and we just wanted to do it because we haven't done it in February. So this is our February Q&A Friday. So thank you guys, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You guys are doing great. Give it a thumbs up if you like these. Let us know if you like these still. And you can always leave questions. You know, we'll answer them as we go along, but we're going to try to do it about once a month. So yeah. Any final parting words for the weekend?
Do something fun.
Do something fun.
That doesn't have anything to do with food. Speaking as we were talking about all this.
Right.
I'm going to do that myself. I'm having a girls' day tomorrow with my sister Nora and Stephanie, Ben's associate at church. Stephanie getting married in April. Ben might be marrying her and Steve. And
as in might be, as in am.
That was sarcasm.
Me too.
And I'm sure they got that. But anyways, we're going to do like wedding errands tomorrow, and that's going to be really fun.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
Cool. Okay. See you guys on Monday. We are the Wards. 1, 2, 3, bye.